All right, still on security of network and then users manual. In West Africa here,
Yeah.
one of the telecom companies that is here, that's also in one of the West African countries. In that country, you can't call with an unknown number. You can't hide your identity when you call. They make it such that whoever is calling from a particular that network, your ID must show. But here, it's not the case.
You're right. In Saudi Arabia, for example, Chamberlain, you cannot even load credit, without a certain identification. Let me assure Nigerians that we will continue to beef up the level of security, associated with telecommunication services. We intend to break new ground on how we are going to do this. We intend to borrow a leaf from some of the global best practices, in doing this. It is a gradual process. We are sensitive to the security dimension of not having properly captured data of subscribers, and we're going to continue to improve what we're doing. This is an assurance, that I'm giving Nigerians. It is because of the recognition of the security implication of not having data of subscribers properly captured that the NCC deliberately put in place this exercise that culminated, in the sanction we get, MTN. It is to send a strong signal to the operators that this is a serious exercise. The registration of subscribers, is not negotiable. This must be done. This must be complied with. And this is done with the security of, citizens of this country, with the security of the nation, in mind. That is the driving motive behind, the registration exercise.
Are you giving them, or should we expect a timeline in terms of when that particular feature will be introduced in Nigeria?
I think we're looking at so many options of doing this. When and if we finish, I assure you the media will be the first to know.
And again, coming to data usage for those subscribers, have you been receiving complaints of when they tell you this is unlimited for the period of maybe a month, and within 2 days or 72 hours, you just realize that you have no more data to get on the internet?
We have been receiving, Suleiman, multitude of complaints from consumers on the way and manner they're being changed about subscription for data. And the NCC is a listening regulator. We have provided toll-free numbers for people to register. We also take on, the operators in instances where we have established flagrant, sort of disabuse of regulatory excellence with regards to how consumers are being shortchanged for data services. We are receiving complaints by the day, and I think the whole idea behind introduction of the regulatory framework for value-added services is to address this, these complaints, multitude of complaints. Very soon, we are going to see a assertive, NCC that will ensure the protection and empowerment of consumers.
Is mobile number portability still on?
Yeah, 14 is still going on. You have the right as a consumer to port if you are not happy with the services you are enjoying from a particular operator. This is something, of course, you need to do by going to the alternative operator that you want port with. So this is ongoing, and interestingly, the level of porting has gone up recently. Yeah, the statistics are there. It is like consumers are not properly sensitized that they do have other options. They don't have to make, they don't have to sort of stay permanently with the same operator if the quality of service, is not anything to write home about. They have a chance to opt out for a while, to another operator. That is the whole principle, of porting. And like I said, we have observed the level, of porting, going up recently.
You've spoken about, some of the issues affecting the telecom operators themselves.
Yes.
And you've said that, one of the things you're looking at is multiple taxation
Yes.
affecting them,
Yes.
across the state. Some
Yes.
state governments have said they're going to centralize their tax system. But what are you doing for the operators in the states that they're still facing this multiple taxation?
Well, Semokwe, the whole multiple taxation issue revolves around a document. This document, I hope Nigerians are aware of. There's what you call the National Economic Council report on multiple taxation. In that same document, you have a whole section dedicated to right-of-way charges. And this document is still, very valid. It will be due for review in 2018. So we still have about 2 to 3 years, to go before the expiration of, that document, before it is due for review. And the regime of taxes there is very, very clear. It says 140 naira per kilometer of fiber length, and 20 naira per maintenance. Any other tax outside these two figures is considered by the NCC to be, if you like, illegal. So operators should not be subjected to taxes outside what has been prescribed in the NEC report, that is the National Economic Council report on multiple taxation. I understand many states have introduced the taxes, you have just referred, centralized taxes applicable, across, their entire, areas of jurisdiction. But we at the NCC have been making a very strong and convincing case about the need to respect provisions of the NEC report, to the letter. Okay, if the provisions are found to be inadequate for the time we are, nothing stops government from doing a review, even before the expiration, of the report. Okay, but to be subjecting operators to indiscriminate regime of taxes not consistent with provisions, of that report is, to be honest with you, very, very unfair. So the argument we're making is either a review is made, so that the provisions reflect the realities of our time, okay, or enforcement of the provisions, to the letter.
All right, Professor Umar Dambata is Executive Vice Chairman and CEO of Nigeria Communications Commission. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much, Chamberlain. Thank you, Suleiman and Mokwe.